it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. Let's go. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all want a ring. Yeah, we all want to be free.
Welcome to Lions Nation Unite, folks, where we got a really good show for you folks today. But before we get into the show, just like I did on my channel, I wanted to do a tribute to the mass shooting that took place. Here we go. It's an absolute tragedy what happened. Anyone that's got kids, hold your kids tight, love them. I got a 10-year-old, I got a 16-year-old. It was absolutely atrocious what happened, and let those children be in the hand of God. But let's go ahead and get into the show. We got a special guest here today. Hasn't been on with me and Mark Orm. We got Curtis Steele. What's going on, Kurt?
What up, though? What's going on, man? Representing Detroit Lions on the Prowl. What's going on, Mark? On baby. And, MicroMike, man. Always good to be with my LNU fan, baby.
Woo! And, of course, we got Mark Orm from Orm's Forum. Was just on with me. What's up, Mark?
Hey, what's going on, MicroMike, man? Great to be on LNU, man. What's going on, Curtis? How you doing, buddy? Let's do this.
Hey, man. Long time no see.
Kurt.
Sure, bro.
Have you heard what went on with OTAs, the observations that took place today? Just let me know if you've known, because I don't want to ask you questions if you don't know yet.
Not a lot. I was taking care of some personal business with my son today, so I was doing some other things. But what's going on with OTAs today? You can ask me some questions. I'll tell you if I know. If I don't, it's just what it is.
Well, Aidan Hutchinson's looking like the part. He was definitely getting after David Blau, looked unstoppable. Mark, what did you think about hearing what he was doing?
I think it's great, man. This is what, this is what Lions Nation wanted to hear. This is what the fan base wanted to hear. He was going up against some reserves, but it does not matter. He's doing his job. He's doing what he's paid to do, and that's get after the quarterback and make some noise and create chaos, man. I love it, man. 97 is in the building. Let's do this.
When it comes to that, what you just heard, he's definitely looking all the part there, Kurt. What do you think about this? Great news, right?
Of course, man. I love it. You know, I got my 9-7 jersey. It's on the way. It'll be here in a couple weeks, man. I can't wait for that thing to arrive. It's looking like he is the real deal. I'm a Michigan fan, so I've been watching him his whole career, and I just love to see what he's going to do. He was a no-brainer choice once Walker came off the board for the Detroit Lions, and his ceiling is going to be higher than what people are thinking is. And, you know, people were saying, had complaining about him, but I think he's going to be great. And you look at Aaron Glenn and what his mindset was going into drafting him. He was begging that, oh man, you got to get this guy, and the Lions couldn't get the pick in quick enough. So impressing doing OTAs is not a surprise for me.
Another observation that's taking place, we were talking about it a little bit earlier, is the Lions quarterbacks that was happening. The offense struggled on all three phases, but of course our man Tim Boyle can't go out without a practice. That on pick 6, Mark. Tim Boyle threw a pick 6. Any shocker there?
Hey,
hell no.
It's not a shocker. It's not a shocker. Tim Boyle doing what he does, throwing touchdowns to the opposite team. It's May 26th. We're not going to get too worked up about it, though. This regime decided they didn't want to really help out the backup quarterback situation by not drafting anybody, not picking anybody up in free agency. They decided to go, the safe route with guys that knew the system from last year, even though they're changing it up with the new OC coming in. Well, not coming in, he's been there, but it's kind of a new system that they're going to instill here. So, but like I said kind of earlier about David Blau and Tim Boyle, these two guys are not guaranteed to make this roster. Their contracts are very expendable. And like I said earlier, it's only May, but if they're doing what they're doing right now, a little bit further down the road, one of these guys could get cut, if not both. It could happen, but I'm not saying it's gonna.
Right.
Hearing, our franchise quarterback Kurt throwing the pick 6, getting the touchdowns. What is your thought about this?
Touchdown, Tim Boyle.
Here's my thing: is it attributed to Boyle himself, or is it contributed to the coaching of Aubrey Pleasant and the secondary? Those guys over there, they coach those guys up really hard in the secondary. And so you have some young guys coming in there competing. They played a lot. Those young guys played a lot last year. They got a lot of experience playing in real-time games. So they ain't no chumps out there in that secondary for the Lions.
Yeah, they definitely are no chumps. And, getting picks is good. We love hearing about that from our secondary. And that was another observation, Curtis Steele, is our secondary and the players that was in positions. We're talking about Melifonwu playing a little bit all over the field, playing a little bit of safety out there. We loved hearing about Okudah, Mark Orem, on the field, got the helmet on. What do you think so far, what we've seen in OTAs of our secondary? I'm loving it, but hey, I'm not Mark Orem. What do you think?
No, hey, man. I'm loving it too as well. We got guys out there like Jeff Okudah that needs to stay healthy. He's doing some individual drills out there. Don't know how involved he was with the reps, but it's good that he's got the helmet on. He's got the cleats going. He's with his boys. He's trying to make some noise out there, which is really nice. And I think this secondary all around, I think they're going to be a much better improved unit. We got some size out there, man. There's size. Like we talked about earlier, Mike, there's some big boys out there now in that secondary. All the way from Amani Warrior all the way to Melifonwu. Melifonwu's a big kid. So I'm really liking what so far we're hearing. It's early, we can't get too hyped up, but why not, man? Let's get a little bit hyped up.
I'm hyped up because I want to see this secondary play well. We invested a lot into it. And it looks like right now, so far, no OTAs, no injuries. Keep your hand on there and keep knocking on wood that this could play out. What is your expectations, Kurt, for Jeffrey Okudah this year? Right now, helmet on. He looks like he's probably going to be starting week 1. Him right now, Will Harris, we're playing the opposite of Amani Warrior. What is your expectations for the former number 3 overall pick?
if he can go, to me, I'm interested to see where he ends up playing on the field. I know that a lot of us in the content contributor category want to see him tried out at safety. We know he has the size. We know he can hit. The lack of speed at the NFL level has been a concern, and we try out at safety. It's interesting to see Melifonwu out there at safety to see him, but I would like to see Okudah out there at safety as well. I know Amani Warrior told us to mind our business when we're talking about Jeff Okudah, but he has a lot to prove this year, and if he can come out and contribute, that's all for it. But my expectations for him, just to answer the question, aren't a lot. It's still a wait and see mode. Being a third overall pick, he has a lot of expectations on his shoulders, but the guy played hurt. I mean, his first year as a rookie, he should never been out on the field the first half of his career, that rookie season, because of the groin injury, and then last year with the Achilles. So I don't put in much stock into, he's coming off an injury, so I'm not going to say, hey, I want him to be an all-pro coming out this year. It's just not a reasonable expectation for me of him.
Folks, let me know in the comment section really quick. Do you want to see Okudah be starter week 1? Why for yes and for no? I'm curious to see about the Okudah situation from a fan base perspective, and I'm going to throw this one to Mark Oram. Do you want to see him be starting week 1, Jeffrey Okudah, opposite of Amani Warrior, making plays finally for the Lions?
Well, what I want to see the best man that's going to win the job. Honestly, I want to be the best player that, showed it in camp, showed it throughout the preseason, and showed it through practice from start till September. And then the Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn, Aubrey Pleasant, they can make that decision. But I do want to see Jeff Okudah play. I obviously do, because I think he's on a kind of a make or break year. I don't know if he stays healthy, he has a really good chance to make a lot of plays on this team. He's a third overall pick for a reason, right? So I just want to see him stay healthy for one. I want him to stay healthy, and I want to see him get some playing time, obviously. I'm not too concerned about him getting to be the starter, and they could be nice, but I just want to see the best man win the job. That's basically what I want to see, but I really want to see him stay healthy.
Patty says yes. Bobo says yes. Lions Rumble MVP. Yes from Joseph. Steven. Let's see. Keith Hawley. Don't sleep on Crazy Jerry. Jerry Jacobs, I'm not sleeping on him at all. N says Randy. Great points, by the way, with yes from Vash. Yes, Okudah is our Super Bowl run. No from Jay. Let's see. We got another Y from Tony. So predominantly yes, because we did invest a lot with him. But I agree with you, Mark Oram. I want to see the best player be out there regardless. I just want to see this team win. And if we invested a certain third-round pick and Jerry Jacobs, though, is beating him out and playing better, guess what? I'd like to see Jerry Jacobs out there because, if he is not doing it, I guess you could trade Okudah at some point, maybe before the trade deadline or something like that. But I want to see the investment work, but I want to win. I want to win, Kurt.
Hell yeah, I want to win too. That's the objective of playing the game, is to win the game. Like Herm Edwards said, you play to win the game. With Jeff Okudah, is it nice for him to start? Is it? But like Mark said, I want to see the best guy out there. If it's Jeff Okudah, if it's Iffy, if it's Jerry Jacob, if it's AJ Parker, a number of guys, you got Mark Hughes coming into the building. You got Chase Lucas is in the building, so you have a lot of competition in that secondary. So it's not going to be a job that's going to be handed to Jeff Okudah just because he's a third overall pick. He's going to have to earn that spot.
Yeah, and this regime didn't draft him, as we all know. That was the former Quinn Tricia regime, and they're not stuck on one specific player, and that's the way they see it. The competition at linebacker so far in OTAs, the word is it's going to be a bloodbath. What do you want to see, Kurt, out of this linebacking competition?
Ooh-wee.
This is a hot topic, Kurt.
Hot topic. And looking at what they want out of the linebacker position, the reports are coming out of OTAs that they want a Mike, they want a will, and then they want a situational pass rusher to come in and play that third linebacker spot. So you're looking at it where you're going to have a couple of guys in the mix. You're going to have, obviously, my guy is Derek Barnes. And shout out to my man, you know what I'm saying, RIP, my man Jim Bordeaux. That was his favorite player on the Lions when he passed, was Derek Barnes. I think Derek Barnes needs to take over the mic. I think you move Alex Anzalone to Will. He plays better in that role. And then you can, mix in like the rookie Houston. You can mix in a guy like Julian Okwara, and some of those outside linebackers to come in to be situational pass rushers. And then you could even use where you can flip Derek Barnes out there at linebacker. And then we haven't even talked about the robo rookie of Malcolm Rodriguez. I mean, that kid walks around and looks like he has on pads already. He's just in t-shirt. I mean, that guy is absolutely jacked. What I say, he's jacked up from the floor up. You know what I'm saying? That guy is swole up. So I'm very interested to see his athletic ability on the field. The guy played all over the field in high school. You can see some of his tape in college. I saw him hip flip a lineman in college. I mean, the lineman had to be 300 and something pounds. And he just hip flipped him like he was a rag doll. So we haven't even talked about him and how smart that Kelvin Shepard said of a player that he is. So it is going to be mayhem in the line. And I even talked about Jared Davis is in the building. I mean, look at all the linebackers. When we have a ton of these guys out there, and it's going to be survival of the fittest, my man.
He says something there. It's called jacked up from the floor up. This is a military term. Tore up from the floor up, ate up from the floor up. When it comes from the floor up, that is an Army term. I heard that and I said, Ultra Combo! I love it, man. I love the military terms. You can hear it right off rip. What do you think about this competition, Mark Orm, at linebacker? We got Malcolm Rodriguez. He's like mini Hulk. What do you want to see from this competition?
Well, like I said earlier, like with the Okudah situation, I want to see, the best guys out there. The Malcolm Rodriguez pick, I really love that pick coming out of Oklahoma State. This kid is just a production machine. He goes after the football. He goes after people very violently, and he's a smart kid too as well. And then like Curtis alluded to, we got James Houston, who can come in as a situational pass rusher, Julian Okwara. It's just, Jared Davis, hopefully he can contribute on his second go around as a Detroit Lion. I'm not really sure what they're going to do with him, but there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to have a lot of ample opportunities on this defense, especially in this linebacker room. Like Anzalone, you got Derek Barnes, who I liked a lot. I thought it was a good pick by the Lions last year. But I think it's still a kid that needs to be developed because I think he played maybe a little bit too much D-line at Purdue, and he's still trying to work out the kinks as a linebacker. And I think he's going to be a pretty good one. I like him a lot. And you got guys coming back like Sean Dion Hamilton, who was an Alabama kid, kind of jumped around Washington, but he was a guy that I was really looking forward to last year. That unfortunately he got hurt. I think it was OTAs or a training camp, and we never got to see him play in 2021. So there's a lot of bodies in the building. We see a lot of guys, so maybe that's what Dan Campbell's alluding to, the bloodbath, because there's going to be a lot of guys fighting for spots here because we just don't have a set number that's going to start here. So I'm looking forward to seeing what these linebackers can do for sure.
You just talked about development, and for my next point, that is a huge part of this. You need to develop the like button to get to 75 likes right now. Right now, we got 104 in the building. Let's get to 75 likes, folks. Develop that bad boy up. Lions Nation Unite. This channel is made by Herman Moore. If you did not see the video that he dropped yesterday, breaking down Jameson Williams, you need to do it because more of that type of stuff is going to happen. So if you smash that like button, this stuff gets pushed out there and people can see it. That is the whole point. Let's get to 75 likes. Let's talk about expectations of Brad Holmes and the Danimal himself. Kurt Steele, Sergeant Steele, OG right here. What do you think about the expectations right now of Brad Holmes? What is is it higher than what you've expected when we hired him? Is it a little bit lower? Is this on target? How are you feeling about Brad Holmes?
I think I'm right on target with Brad Holmes. Looking at him and where he came from out there under the less need tutelage in LA, I like what he's doing. He's aggressive. He's not afraid to take chances, but he's smart with some of the things he does, especially with the contracts. He is right on target for what I expected from him out there coming from LA. And, my man, Dan Talica, he is what is expected. He is the guy who's, you see what you get and you get what you see. He's a fiery coach. He's a leader of men, and he's not afraid just to be himself. I love Dan Campbell, MCDC, Danimo, Dan Talica, whoever you call him, man. He is who he is, and I love the way he coaches.
Yeah, he is exactly what we thought.
They are who we thought they were.
That's who we kind of thought he was.
Exactly.
What is your expectations right now, Mark Orem? Brad Holmes and Danimal, are you happy with what we got? Is it above? Is it below? Let me know in the comment section, too, what you guys think. The fan base, other than just us. But what do you think right now, Mark Orem?
I think we're right on par with these guys. They inherited a really bad football team, man. Patricia and Bob Quinn, they didn't do too well. That's not a big secret here. So they came in, they inherited a bad football team. Their starting quarterback wanted out. They did that. Matthew Stafford gone to LA, made some draft picks, made some trades, got rid of some contracts, got rid of some vets. They gutted this team, and I don't think they're done gutting this team. I think it's close, but I really like what Brad Holmes has done. He's been kind of safe in the free agency market. Like Curtis said, I think he's being smart with contracts. He's not overpaying for players. They're not in the position to go out and spend a bunch of money on free agents right now. And it's a little bit tougher to get guys to come to Detroit, especially those high-priced free agents. So we have to start winning first. Brad Holmes said that he wanted to build through the draft, and he's done exactly what he said he was going to do, build through the draft. And then Dan Campbell. What's not to love about Dan Campbell? Like you guys said, he is what you he is what you see. You see what you get. He's just he says the right things. He's a leader of men. He's a guy that you would I played football. He's a type of coach that I would literally run through a wall for. You don't hear any bad words about Dan Campbell. We're in a time where Twitter and any kind of social media out there where coaches and organizations get dragged through the mud. We're not seeing that right now by our current players. We're even seeing former players talking lots of good things about Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. So it's a bonus. I love what's going on. It's going to take a little bit of time. I know this fan base is a little bit impatient, but hey, what's another couple of years, man? We've been waiting this long. So let's just let these guys build.
You know what you shouldn't wait for, though, is going to LNU Shop to get the latest and greatest gear. This stuff is absolutely epic. Curtis Steele's wearing the shirt right now. You'll see it when he comes back on the screen. I love it. Great shirts, balaclavas, hats, and I am a veteran. So is Curtis Steele out there. We love the camouflage. Camo, that's my thing. I got to get me a camo hat. All about it. LNUshop.com. The link is in the comment section. Absolutely beast mode. And you're going to see Kurt. Oh, right there, the camo. Show the folks
Right,
your shirt
baby.
and the camo.
Yeah, I got on my draft shirt. It says Lions. If you're not in love with a quarterback, don't reach for one. This is my draft shirt. And lo and behold, goodness gracious, have mercy. They did not reach for a quarterback in the draft, and I was so happy.
They did not reach for a QB, and they definitely didn't get a quarterback at all, except for you call Samson, Dave Chappelle's quarterback right there. Samson. Right now, folks, you guys are going to run the channel. It's your time. It's the mailbag segment where you got questions. Kurt may have answers. I probably won't just because I'm an idiot. And you got Mark Orem who knows all. So go ahead and get ready with those hashtags. I love the mailbag segment, Kurt, because I like to hear what they have to say. I want to hear what the fans think. It's the best time for us to be able to talk to them. You do a segment, tell the folks about your show you have on Lions on the Prowl while these questions come in.
All right, we have our show. It's called Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. It's brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Lions Nation Unite. And we do a segment called Comment Cards. We don't really ask questions. We read what our viewers say. You know what I'm saying? Our Prowl Nation family, we read their comments on the show. We want to give a voice to the Lions fans. You know, it's our show as a fan about fans, and we want to give you guys a voice. So come check us out over there on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. We're in an LNU app as well. Our shows are right there. You can watch it right there in the Lions Nation Unite app. So go ahead, check us out in the app. But Detroit Lions on the Prowl, Detroit Lions Talk. We do it during the season. We do it Monday through Thursday and then live on Fridays. During the off season, we do Monday, Wednesday, and then live on Friday. So you can check us out tomorrow. We're doing a special tribute show. It's the 6-month anniversary of the death of our founder and friend Jim Bordeaux. So come and check us out tomorrow. Hang out with us. We're sharing some good stories. We continue our week-long tribute to Jim Bordeaux.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. If we miss your question, it's not being a prick. It's because I missed it. Just repost it. That's what it is. I'm slow and I'm turning 37 in a couple days. Mark, how you feel about us signing Natrez Patrick, former Georgia linebacker?
Yeah, this was a guy, I think he went undrafted, linebacker, big kid too. He's actually a really big linebacker, man, about 6'3", 250-something pounds. So played for the Rams. So Brad Holmes has a little bit of familiarity with him. I think they picked him up in as a UDFA over in LA, and he's a special teamer right now, but he's a pretty big linebacker. So he's going to need to make it as a special teamer right now because it's a pretty crowded room. So, but you never know. We'll see.
Ben Diesel, any free agents you guys want the Lions to sign before the season? Well, I would like them to sign a quarterback backup if Tim Boyle continues to throw pick sixes. That would be the thing. Am I going to get it? No, I'm not going to get it. But that's my preferred. Is any of you guys want to sign anybody?
I'm not particularly excited about them. No, I like the roster is right now. There's no guys that's out there right now that I'm saying let's go sign. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I don't have the list in front of me or anything right now. I don't really know who's available. I know there's a couple of good wide receivers out there, but I don't think we really need any help in that department. Linebacker could be another piece that they could bring in. So they just brought in this Patrick kid. So off the top though, I don't really know anybody that I'm really interested in right now.
And right now, his dome is shiny. Right when he said off top of the dome, that bad boy is a crystal. What position battle are you most excited to see during preseason? Linebacker. I want to know what's going on here. Is the most contested position I've been waiting for. I feel like this is the one spot that we don't really know a whole lot about. I want to see who's going to be there making plays for me. Kurt, what about you?
Safety. Who's going to start opposite Tracy Walker? It's going to be, and I got into this about Luke. It's going to be the kid we just brought in, Deshaun Elliott. I'm like, I don't know. You got the young kid, you got Kirby Joseph, you got Juju Hughes came in the building in free agency as well. So who's going to be the starter out opposite Tracy Walker at safety? That's my camp battle I'm looking forward to.
How long do we as fans give Holmes and Campbell before we expect to make the playoffs? Next year. I expect the Detroit Lions to make the playoffs next year. If you can't do it next year, to me, that's a world of hurt. Mark, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm along with you, Mike, and Curtis, man. I think year 3 is the year that we make the playoffs for sure. The only thing is, though, the quarterback situation. That's the only thing, because if we have a brand new quarterback next year, and it might be a rookie, will it be year 3? It could be year 4, but right now I'm going to say year 3. Kurt,
you definitely look like you want to talk about this one.
Yeah, year 3 next year. And to be honest with you, I'm not unless he has a terrible season. I'm not convinced that Jared Goff's not here next year. I think he'll be here next year. If he plays decent and we get 6, 7 wins, 8 wins, I think Jared Goff is going to be the quarterback again next year.
Again, miss your question, just repost it, copy and paste. I'll try to get to it, not being a prick. Do you think the Lions trade Julian Okwara? I watched something on it the other day. Do you see it happening? That's one of the players I've been mentioning all offseason that it's like, where's the spot for him, when it comes to Julian Okwara? So this one is interesting. Kurt, what is your take on this? Because I'm not 100% sure what you think about the Julian Okwara thing.
I did see something the other day that said that he may be a surprise trade or cut in camp just because there's a lot of competition at that linebacker. And with the change of scheme, there may not be a spot for him. And I agree with that. I would hate for him to leave his brother, but if they don't have a spot for him, you can't just keep guys around just because of the fact that you like them. You got to have a fit. And he played well at the end of last year, and you may be able to get something for him, sending him somewhere else.
Mark, what do you think about the Julian Okwara?
Yeah, this is a guy that I always kind of liked. I liked him coming out of Notre Dame. He's had some injuries, his rookie season, and he's just started playing better the last couple of years, especially last year. Like Curtis said, he kind of came on late in the season. I also read that he's been moved full time to outside linebacker or just linebacker in general. I kind of read that. No more D-line play for him. So he has a chance to win one of those linebacker spot. And I heard that it's possibly the Sam linebacker spot that he's eyeing up. So, or that the regime wants him to win. So I remember last year they had some comments too after the season. I think it was Aaron Glenn came out and said, Julian Okwara, he knows what he needs to do to make an impact on this team. So now they're talking about maybe possibly trading him or cutting him. So maybe he's not really doing what they want him to do. Maybe that's kind of like a signal right now, moving him right now, they saying, okay, man, you're going to get another shot. We're going to put you on a spot. Now you need to make some noise. If you don't, you're going to get cut or possible traded. I like him. I think he brings a lot of pass rush to a team that really needs a pass rush that we don't have. But, like Curtis said, man, if he's not doing what he's doing, and you just don't keep guys around because you like him. So
yeah, you can't do that. If he's not going to be playing, you might as well get something out. Now I seen this, Ben Diesel. I wasn't unable to answer this on my channel, but he's brought this on here. Lions, would you trade Brockers for Jets quarterback Mike White? Michael Brockers right now, is he going to make the team? That is a question mark. I do like his veteran leadership, but this defensive line is stacked with young talent. Kurt, would you trade him away for a better backup? Mike White would be much better than Tim Boyle.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the crazy thing is the draft pick that we traded him for isn't until next year. So would I trade him? Yeah. Get some of that cap space back. I like his veteran leadership. Like you said, we have a lot of young talent, and there's a picture floating around today of the defensive line, and you look at this, and I'm like, wow, you're looking at Hutchinson and Pascal and Aleem McNeil, and you're looking at Levi Onwuzurike, how his body transformed in the offseason. He's finally healthy, and it's going to be some heavy competition. I said this on my channel last week. We're looking at the young players that we have, and it's a possibility that he just may not make it because they pushing him out. They were kind of pushing him out last year. They might just push him out the door this year. And
there is some really good young leaders, Aidan Hutchinson, and if you've ever heard Joshua Pascal speak, he definitely seems like a young leader too. So if they could work out something like that, I would be fine with it. I'm really worried about the backup role because I want to win this year, folks. I don't want to just lose and then get the first pick in the draft. If Jared Goff goes down, I feel like our season's in the tank because the drop-off from him to second and third string is horrible. It's absolutely cheeks. I have zero faith in our quarterbacks behind him. Great question here from Roger Gawardo. Do you think Kirby Joseph impact and improve the defense more than Okudah did? Mark Oram, do you think that Kirby Joseph could impact and improve the defense more than Okudah?
Well, yeah, 100%. He just needs to stay healthy. just he needs to stay healthy. He's doing 10 times what Okudah did. And like Curtis said earlier too about Okudah, the guy that he shouldn't have even played his rookie season. He had that groin thing going on, but we took him anyways, and then we threw him into the fire. He ended up getting hurt. So yeah, Kirby Joseph, I think, I think he has a shot to even win a starting role here. Deshaun Elliott is a good safety. Don't get me wrong, but it's a guy that can't stay healthy at all too, and he plays reckless a little bit. He is a good safety, like I said. Though he played for Baltimore, and to make that team, you have to be pretty solid in that secondary. They have a high standard over there for their secondaries. But Kirby Joseph, he's a young ball hawking safety. He has a shot, man, to even start opposite Tracy Walker. So for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to say that too, because from last year, if you look at the safety situation from it is this year, it's night and day. You had Tracy Walker, and then you had nothing. It was so bad opposite of him, and so now I feel like that situation is pretty much taken care of, and the impact is much more right now. I feel like if we were to lose, say if Okudah wasn't to play, I don't feel like the cornerback position is going to be that much of a drop-off. He's got talent, Melifanu, Jerry Jacobs, you have all that talent there. But if you lose a Kirby Joseph and you go back to Will Harris, man, that's a drop-off. That's a drop-off. That's like falling off. The part where in the movie 300 where he kicked that guy into a hole? That's exactly what it would be right there. He'd say, "This is Detroit." And be gone. Which is a better unit, offense or defense this year? I'm going to go offense. I don't see really any holes offensively. The offensive line, if it stays healthy, absolutely fantastic. I feel like the depth at running back is great. The wide receiver position is insane right now. We got a great depth at wide receiver. 1 through 6th is amazing, if you ask me. And you've got Pimpleton coming in here trying to compete for a spot. Tight end position, perfectly fine, again, if they stay healthy. And you got Ben Johnson running the offense instead of Anthony Lynn last year. There's still question marks, I feel, on defense. Linebacker's a question mark for me. So I'm going to go offense. Kurt, what do you think?
Offense, definitely. Agree with you wholeheartedly. The depth at the offensive line is really good. You look at that, this is the starters. You got the backups that played pivotal roles last year. They got plenty of playing time last year. You look at Evan Brown. You look at Mal Nelson. Those guys played ton of snaps last year in backup roles. So they have experience, some game experience. So it's not a big drop off in the offensive line when those guys come in. And like you said, you look at the wide receiver position. If you look at St. Brown's rookie year, and then what we have potentially coming in with Williams, J-Mo, when he gets healthy, man, we can blow the doors off some guys. You know what I'm saying? With the running game, Jay Swag Daddy lost a bunch of weight this year. I think he lost like 20 pounds coming in at the age of 27. He's ready to rock, man. Cut his dreads down. I guess he wanted to get some some of that drag and get him running a little bit faster, add some speed to that power he has. And I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the offensive side of the ball. I'm interested to see how creative Ben Johnson can be as a pass, in the passing game, and how you can mix it up with the run and the pass. And you got DeAndre Swift coming back; he's healthy. The offense is looking great. Like you said, I still have some questions at linebacker and at safety with who's going to start opposite Tracy Walker, and so those are my guys. Those positions worry me on the defensive side of the ball.
I got a question for everybody in the chat. Are you subscribed to this channel, Lions Nation Unite? We're almost to 2,000 subscribers. If you have not subscribed, you're nuts. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 2,000. Whether you're watching right now or after the fact, smash that subscribe button. Also, hit that like button. Let's get to 75, 131 in the building. I think we can get 10 more as it just jumped to 65. Hashtag Lions Brockers for Gardner Minshew or Joe Flacco. I'd do it for Gardner Minshew. Younger player, starting. He's got a little bit of legs. I'd definitely do that trade right there for the Lions if they're wanting to get a backup guy. Because I'd be convinced if Jared Goff goes down, Gardner Minshew would do a much better job than Tim Boyle or David Blau. In my mind, I've seen more than enough from Goff to say he's not the franchise quarterback. Small hands, completely immobile, no deep ball, turns the ball over. Let's go ahead and really split this audience right now in half, folks, and talk about Jared Goff. Mark Orem, do you believe in Jared Goff? Is that your quarterback?
Believe is a big word. You know, I'm willing to give him a chance. I just did a video on this. And my thoughts about Goff. I'll kind of break it down as fast as I can. We can't look at the situation with Goff without looking at the first half of the season and then the second half of the season. You have to look at it. He was absolutely terrible in the first half. He did have a couple of decent games off against San Fran and Green Bay right off the hop through 5 touchdowns, couple picks, you know, and then after that, those next 6-7 games are absolutely terrible. Then a bunch of things happened. Josh Reynolds came into the building. Ben Johnson got promoted from tight ends coach to passing attack coordinator. Anthony Lynn got demoted. Dan Campbell started calling him plays, and with Ben Johnson drawing up plays. And then all of a sudden, Jared Goff he threw 11 touchdowns, 2 picks, wasn't fumbling the ball. He had a swagger to him. He was confident. He looked like a top 10 quarterback. He really did. Like, you know, people can laugh at that, but he played extremely well the last 5-6 games of the year. So he kind of like, I'm not going to say he won my heart over and I'm a Goff believer, but I think he deserves a second chance. The small hands thing, that's played out. I think it's played out. He does need to control the ball, though. He does need to secure it tightly, just like any other quarterback in the NFL. And he needs to stop throwing picks. And he did that at the end of the year. So do I think he's going to be a franchise quarterback? I'm still on the fence with it. I just think he does deserve a second shot with this regime. And they built around him. They brought J-Mo in. They brought DJ Chark. Goff can throw the ball downfield. He did do that at the end of the year. So that's a little bit not true, too, saying that about him. So he does need to clean up a lot of his things, though, but let's give him a shot, man. Franchise quarterback? I don't know yet, but let's give him a shot.
It's my quarterback.
Curtis Steele, Sergeant Steele. Do you believe in Goff? Do you say that about Eli? Do you believe in Jared Goff?
Okay. Here's my synopsis of Jared Goff, right? We've gotten so spoiled in Detroit with Matthew Stafford because of the arm talent, the different arm angles and everything that Matthew Stafford could do with the football. Jared Goff's not that guy. He doesn't have a cannon. He's serviceable. Here's my thing with Jared Goff. If you put him in the right system, like he was out in LA, all those tools, you look at all the wins he had, making Pro Bowls and getting the team to the Super Bowl, the guy is capable. What I would say, he can win. He won't wow you. That's a thing. He won't wow you as a quarterback, but he can win. Am I saying he's a franchise quarterback? No. Am I saying that he's a serviceable guy who can win us games? Yes. And he can get us where we need to be as far as getting us to a place where we're making the playoffs and we can win. Do I think that he's going to be the long-term solution in Detroit? I'm not convinced of that. I'm not going to lie to anybody in the audience and say, yes, I'm 100% convinced that he's going to be our, leader going forward. But he's capable. He can win. He won't wow you. But here's that stat that most people aren't seeing. 2 of the 3 wins that we had last year, Goff was the player of the week. He was the NFC player of the week 1 week, and he was the FedEx Air player of the week the second time. A guy like you can't be a chump and win those things.
And those were forward down the fields, folks. Forward down the fields. We want to start a trend here in Detroit, and Bob O'Lane brings us up. Are you guys all in on FGB this season and beyond? Always FGB. If you want to know what FGB is, it's F Green Bay. So put in the comments section right now. Hashtag FGB. Let's start a trend, folks. I'd love to see all the teams in the NFL do FGB. I'm going to do it right now. Definitely hashtag FGB. Let's see your fandom towards Green Bay. That is always a good way and a good statement that we do, because I am tired of Green Bay. I am tired.
We say FTP. We say FTP on the
FTP.
FTP.
Love it.
Go Lions, a subscriber of mine from day one. This guy is through and through Go Lions there. He says, trust Goff, 2024 quarterback drafted in Detroit, or Levi, quarterback from Kentucky. Talk about Levis. Let the contract play out, in my opinion. I'm with you. Look, I'm all about I want to see wins. He's going to be our quarterback right now, so just show the wins. If not, there is quarterback in this up-and-coming draft. I believe in W's. I believe in that's the stat I care about, honestly. We win, I'm happy. If Jared Goff has 10,000 yards and we lose, it sucks. We've seen that with Matthew Stafford, so I just want to win, and if it doesn't work out, we just go ahead and get Levis or C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young or something like that to help this team out going forward. But I love the love in here with the FGBs, starting the trend. That's what we need here in Lions Nation Unite and in Detroit. If you got any more questions, throw it in there, and we will get at it. Let's see. FGB maybe won't win the NFC North in 3 years in a row. Do you think the Lions, Kurt, could win the NFC North this year or next year?
The NFC North, I believe we can win an NFC North, start competing for it next year. Not saying this year, but 3 years in a row. Hey, I want them to win 3 years in a row, but I'm not sure that if we're going to start it this year, but maybe next year.
Mark, what do you think about potentially winning the NFC North this year and or next year?
Yeah, I still don't think we're going to win it this year, man. It's Green Bay's to lose. Aaron Rodgers still in the building. We're going to see what he can do with that new offense pretty much, though. He's got some new weapons going on there. No more Devontae Adams. But maybe, like Curtis said, start contending for the North next year and maybe possibly win it in 2024. Because I think Rodgers is still there for at least another year or two. Hopefully, it goes into a toilet bowl for Packers, and he gets a little bit upset and wants to get traded or something like that. So he's just our nemesis, man. He's tough to beat. So it's going to be hard to win the North with Aaron Rodgers in the building. So at least next year, and then hopefully 2024 we win it by then.
Yeah, I got Karen Rodgers winning the NFC North this year for sure. Karen, he still can throw the football hard. He is a guy that's been defeating us, and hopefully we can compete next year, year 3, for the NFC North. Still be difficult when you got Karen out there complaining and doing the discount double check, and the referees throwing up hands to the face every time you play him. Karen whining, saying he owns everything. So we will see. Dom yourself, he says, I love Penei Sewell, but he doesn't throw the pigskin. Fields was the pick. We're left with no quarterback, no path to get one. You can't find a quarterback outside the top 5 of the draft. Kurt, we had the option to get Fields last year, but we did Penei Sewell. Are you happy with getting Penei Sewell instead of Fields?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would take Penei Sewell 7 times out of 7 over Justin Fields.
Yeah,
there's not even a question. That's not even a question for me.
Mark, go ahead. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. I take Sewell because there's rumblings going on about Justin Fields that he's not exactly the best teammate going on right now. I know they're talking him up a little bit right now, saying that the coaches love him, this and that. I think it's a PR move. I think the kid is a cocky, arrogant guy, but what he said there too, saying that there's no path to get one. That's not true. We have 2 first-round picks next year, guys. If it's a possibility, we can move up to get a quarterback in the top 5. So don't say that we don't have a path to get a quarterback, because we definitely do.
Yep.
Who is your breakout player offense on defense? Offensively, I'll say Amon-Ra St. Brown. Man, he was lighting it up the end of the year for the Lions, well, about halfway through, and I think it's going to continue. This guy's a stud. He's going to get more time, with less people covering him because of DJ Shark and Williams in there. I think he's going to explode. On defense, how about Levi and Uzurike? I think he's going to come out and be much improved this year, staying in Detroit, getting in shape. You got Aidan Hutchinson. You got more talent around him. He'll be able to be more effective this year. Kurt, who do you have on offense and defense?
Defense, I got Aleem McNeil. That's my guy. He was improving at the end of last year, playing in that defensive line. He's going to be a stud for the defense. On the offensive side of the ball, wow, that's pretty that's a pretty tight competition for offensive breakout player of the year. I'm gonna say when he gets healthy, it's gonna be Jamison Williams is gonna be my breakout player of the year.
Who do you got, Mark?
I say on offense, I'm going to stick with Hutchinson. I'm going to say Hutchinson. You know, he's been getting hurt the last couple of years. I think when healthy, he's a top 5 tight end. He needs to have a nice breakout year. They just gave him that 5th-year option. He's making $9 million, so he's getting paid the big bucks to make big plays. So I like Hutchinson. On defense, I'm going to go with Romeo Okwara. I'm going to say Romeo Okwara. You know, he got hurt last year. We didn't really get to see him much. I think what Aaron Glenn has in store for him and Hutchinson, I want to see some stunting going on. I think one of those guys are going to break out, and I'm going to choose Romeo right now because he's the vet. He's the vet player on that defense right now, and he's a leader, and I think he needs to make some noise too. So I got Romeo on D.
Joseph Murdoch, who in the NFC North has the better offensive line? Detroit Lions, I feel like we got the best offensive line in the NFC North. Stay healthy, be a top 5 offensive line. It's ridiculous right now. Second year Penei Sewell. You got Jonah Jackson, Frank Ragnow coming back. Good luck with this offensive line. It's ridiculous. Kurt, who do you got?
I got Detroit, man, all day, baby. And what for me, who is the unsung hero of the offensive line? Hank Fraley, the coach, man. That guy does a great job with that line, man. That was, for me, the coaching staff, that was one of the biggest things to bring him back last year and didn't let him get out the building to Pittsburgh because he went out there and interviewed for that position. To bring him back and what he does, you see how he coaches guys up. I mean, you got a guy who was a defensive player who he made a serviceable tackle. And there wasn't a big drop-off when Frank Ragnow went down. Evan Brown played out of his mind last year as a backup center. So, yeah, it's got to be the Detroit Lions.
Who do you got, Mark?
Yeah, man, it's got to be a three-peat, man. It's got to be the Detroit Lions. So I think they have the potential to be a top 5 offensive line. They're top 10 right now. Even last year, they didn't even have the starting 5 play one snap with each other, and they were ranked like 13th in the league. And now everyone's healthy. Well, Decker's a little bit banged up, but if he can stay healthy, I think this is a potential top 5 O-line. Now, Green Bay's got a pretty solid O-line. Chicago's is a mess. Minnesota, not bad. So I think it's us and then Green Bay for sure. So definitely top 5 potential O-line for Detroit Lions, 100%.
Go Lions just put an IV of Kool-Aid into his veins. He says, bold statement, Will Harris will make 3 big plays in 3 games to keep us in division contention. That is the biggest bold of all bold statements I think I've ever heard in my entire life. Love it. I'm not going to go that bold. Kurt, what is a bold statement for this year? Make a bold move.
A bold statement for the Lions this year is that we will lead the NFC North in sacks.
Ooh, a lot of sacks to the face. Mark Oram, make a bold statement for the Lions.
A bold statement. Jared Goff beats out Aaron Rodgers on touchdowns thrown.
That's a pretty freaking bold statement right there.
Man, that's bold in the corn nuts, man.
That's a bold statement, man. That's absolutely freaking bold. I don't even, man.
We got the weapons.
Holy smokes, man. That's a bold one. I love it. Let me know in the comment section a bold statement you guys thinking about it in the comment section below. And we'll have some fun there. For me, a bold statement. God dang it. It's tough. It's tough. TJ Hutchinson plays 17 games. He plays all 17 games and he stays healthy, and
Need that.
That is a bold statement because he's been injured quite a bit. I'll go there with the bold. Folks, we've been on for nearly an hour. We're going to go ahead and start to close this bad boy out. Mark Oram, tell the folks about your channel, where to find you, what you do on there, the content you bring.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Mark Oram, Oram's Forum. I'm dropping content content all the time. Talking Detroit Lions. I do lots of videos. I do some podcasts called Orem's Den. And I don't really have a time that I was doing those. I was doing those on Tuesdays. Stuff's been switched around. I'm dropping content on LNU too as well, having some fun there. I'm going to start doing some more videos there, actually speaking, hopefully do some live streams as well. And yeah, man, I'm just talking Lions football and doing podcasts, man. Come join me. Don't forget to like and subscribe to everybody on the channel. Let's have some fun. Go Lions.
Don Burr dropping a $2 super chat, and he says, bold statement, we sweep Green Bay. That would be a bold statement that I would be drooling at the mouth, and I hope it happened. 9 Drink says, bold statement, MicroMike still the GOAT at 37 on Saturday. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for that super chat. Kurt, tell the folks about your channel, what you do on there, what happens, where to find you.
Okay. All right, so we're at Detroit Lions On The Prowl over on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook as well, Instagram. Just put in Lions On The Prowl, and we will show up. We do our show. It is a lunchtime Detroit Lions talk. It is Monday through Thursday during the season at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. During the off season, it's Monday, Wednesday at 11 a.m. Fridays, we're live for free for all Friday. You never know who's going to stop by, hanging out, talking live, and MicroMike sneaks in the chat as well, so he hangs out with us. So go ahead and check us out. We really do an opinion show. We're a different type of show. You're not gonna get a whole bunch of film study, but you're gonna get some great content from us, what our opinions are, and then we're gonna let you voice your opinion on our show with the comment card. So if you want to just come over and hang out and hear guys talk Lions and have some good opinions, come over to Detroit Lions On The Prowl and get your voice heard. We read your comments and get your voice heard in the comment cards over there on Detroit Lions On The Prowl. And I'm dipping my toe in some of their writing. So I got an article over there on Proud of Detroit right now in the fan post section. So more writing will be coming soon from Curtis Steele.
Man, I love the writing thing. That's absolutely awesome. For sure. That's freaking cool. Appreciate all the birthday wishes. Yes, I turned 37, getting old. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys subscribe to LNU. Follow them on Twitter, Lions Nation U. And, of course, download the app. I literally do a live stream every single day nearly on LNU during the week. And it's not on YouTube. So go ahead and go to LNU app. Download it for more Lions content. With that said, folks, I appreciate you hanging out. See you next time.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I